Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Tainted and Tempted. As you can see, my episode's been a little bit different. The first few episodes, I talked about what is fear, what is procrastination, and then I switched it over to talk about the situation that's happening with Trey Reed. Now, I want to get back into my spirituality side because spirituality is where I am in my life right now. So, I'm going to let my guest introduce herself, and we're going to jump into the new topic that I have for today's podcast. And the topic is why is it so important to trust your intuition? So I'm gonna let my guest introduce herself and we're gonna jump right into it. So I have
Sunraw.
yes, Sun Raw. Thank you for coming back to the Taint to the Tempted podcast.
Well, hello there.
Yes, we're doing part two, okay, of our
Yeah.
show. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna talk about intuition. Okay, everybody has it. It's something we all develop, and it's something that we need to follow. And I want to talk about that. I want to elaborate that on that a little more. But first, I got a little bit to say. Your intuition is like a voice from God telling you which way to go and what not to do in life. We all don't trust our instincts, and that's something we need to change. Intuition helps you through a lot, and you have to trust it, and it will become stronger. Trusting your intuition is important because it connects you to your inner truth. It helps you make aligned decisions and protects you from situations that don't serve your highest good. It's like your internal GPS, quiet, wise, and always there to guide you. So, Sun Raw, tell me, what do you think about intuition?
I think intuition is, well, for me, a warning sometimes. It could be warning or it could be it's hard to really explain intuition because when I think of intuition, I mostly think of bad intuitions.
Okay.
Like you ever had you have good intuitions, bad
Yes.
intuitions,
Yes.
intuitions that warn
Uh
you.
huh.
So there's different types that you get. Me mostly, I always get bad intuitions for some reason.
Oh, I hear you.
Sometimes I get ones that warn me of things, like maybe you shouldn't mess with this person or do
Yep.
this or
Yep.
talk to this person. But lots of the time, I get, you should push that guy or just sitting on the thing right there and just do it. Like, I
Right.
don't know why I get those a lot. I
Okay.
don't really like them, but it's just,
Things just pop up in your head to just do sometimes.
yeah, and it's
You
like
just act
really,
off of impulse.
yeah, it's like really like you sit there and you're like, I'm really a crazy person. Like,
Yeah.
this is bad.
Well, sometimes your mind could just be going in different places. That's why you got to know how to that's why you got to know how to control yourself. You got to know
hmm
how to control your mind when you feel your mind going somewhere else, you got to know how to bring it back and come back into yourself and be more mindful. That's why they teach you be mindful, be mindful because if you're not mindful, then you're not going to make it. So that's one of the most important things, but intuition is something that's really dear to me because I feel like my intuition has gotten stronger. I'm 34 years old,
hmm
and I feel like ever since I hit my 30s, my intuition has gotten stronger and stronger as the day goes. Like sometimes I could feel something and it be right on topic. Like today, my cousin is having a game night next week, right? And I told one of my cousins about it, right? But I had an intuition that she's going to think it's this week instead of next week. And I was right about it because she hit me up and she goes, is there going to be food there? Because I'm ready to come. And I'm like, no, it's next week. So my intuition told me that she's going to think it's next week. And I was right. So my intuition is getting stronger as I'm getting older as a woman, as I'm growing into womanhood and going through things and realizing things, my intuition has been building stronger and stronger.
I feel
So,
like for women, yeah, women's intuition is stronger than a man's
yes, it is.
naturally
Yes.
because you guys are always like you could tell when somebody's cheating on you for some
Exactly.
strange
Woman's
reason.
intuition, that's what it's
Like your
called.
Professor Xavier, like just
Uh-huh. Yep.
like you can just
Yeah.
do all types of stuff, and then men are just Like I guess we get it, but it's not the same as
Men
yours.
have, yeah, it's not the same as women. Men have a men intuition too, but it's not as strong as a woman, because a woman can feel when you're distant, when a
Yeah,
man
that's what
is
I'm talking
distant.
about.
I know when a man is distant and he's into another woman, like you could feel it. It's just like the sex isn't the same, the conversation, it's just like nothing is the same anymore. You're moving on to somebody else, and you could just feel that passion, and you could just feel how it's going apart, how y'all growing apart.
Well, damn.
You know, no,
I
it's the truth. I really no, it's the truth. You gotta really know that. You know, so why do you think it's important to listen to your gut?
I think it's good because your body naturally tells you when stuff is safe to do and when stuff is not safe to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
your body will literally give you PTSD to keep you safe from
Mm-hmm.
things.
What do you mean?
Like you don't know about like your mind, the way our mind works,
Mm-hmm.
it always wants to warn us. Why it gives us fear,
Mm-hmm.
it gives us intuition,
Mm-hmm.
it will give us PTSD
Mm-hmm.
because if our brain feels overwhelmed with like fear, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
it will basically lock itself in like a. It's hard to explain PTSD. It's basically like our brain protecting us
Okay.
from what we're scared of.
Right. And that's why
So
you
we.
gotta fight your fear.
Hmm.
That's why you have to fight your fear. That's the only way to go through life is fighting your fear and fighting that. And that's another thing about intuition. Intuition tells you you're worth it. You can go for that. You know, it tells you in your mind, and you have to trust it, and you have to know deep inside this is something that I gotta accomplish, and this is something that I have to do. You know, it's the truth. Intuition is strong, and I feel like as you grow, you know, right now you're 23, and as time goes on and on, your intuition is going to get stronger as a man because you're developing and you're growing into your manlyhood. You know, so you're going to have more strict intuition. And it's going to help you, especially when going into jobs, going into a new career, you know, getting your first place, getting a girlfriend, all those things. Your intuition is going to play a role in just that. You know, so yeah. So have you ever had a strong feeling about something and it turned out to be right?
Um, I can't really think of a situation right now off the
Mm-hmm.
head. It's just I feel like I have had one of those though, where I
Okay.
felt like something was gonna happen, and then it happens.
Well, that
Like,
happened to me before. I had a strong intuition, and you know, I have to say it's about a person. I had a strong intuition about a person. I had a feeling that this person was a little grimy. I didn't feel like she was the right person for me, and I was right. She wasn't the right person for me. She was a grind ball. And my intuition was telling me from the jump who she was and what she was about. And at first, I was trying to deny it because that's what we do. When we get friends that we really like or something we really like, we deny our intuition that's telling us, no, this is not the person for you, but we deny it. And that's what I was doing. And I paid for it in the end, but I denied it. And ever since that, I stopped saying to myself that I was going to deny my intuition when it came to me meeting new people.
yeah,
You know, it's the truth. It is. It is. Okay. So, how can trusting your intuition help you make better decisions?
I feel like if you trust your intuition when it comes to you, because it doesn't happen all the time.
Mm
Like, I feel like some people do get it all the time, though, a lot of situations. But when it does come to you, um, like I feel like if something happened before
hmm. Mm
and you trusted it,
hmm. Mm hmm.
you should trust it again.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the only way it's going to build strong. That's the only way it's going to build strong, especially when you're getting into a
If it
new.
if let me fix that real quick. You should trust it if it makes sense. Only trust it if it makes sense. You know, you don't want to. 'Cause you know some people out there that just start sitting there like, maybe he did this because of this and he did that because of that, and they start bugging out and all that. Like only trust it if it actually makes sense.
Yes, that's how you got to know. And you know what? Your intuition is something from God. I believe that's something from God. Like that's like your inner voice, like your inner voice that talks to you, that guides you on your road to where you're going, your journey, everything you have to do, you know?
No, no,
And
that
I
that's
feel like and I feel
uh,
like Trusting your intuition helps you make better decisions. It helps you make better decisions because it's like sometimes when you're doing something, your intuition will tell you this is what you're supposed to be doing, and you will get the energy and you'll get the energy to do it more once you trust your intuition. Because sometimes getting into new things causes a lot of anxiety, causes a lot of doubt, but when you listen to your intuition and you listen to that voice that's talking to you, that's telling you to go forward and do that, trusting your intuition will guide you in the right direction and help you to make a better decision. It would. It
Well,
would.
it's also really. I was
Mhm.
gonna say something. If you feel
Mhm.
like it's part of God, I can't say you nothing about that. That's
Mhm.
you. That's
Mhm.
what you believe.
Mhm.
But it's also your consciousness.
It is.
It's like your consciousness and intuition. It's like basically your
All
mind
together.
talking to you by, well, I guess talking to itself, because
Mhm.
you know it's not like your mind separate
I
from
know.
you,
I know. I know what
but
you
it's
mean.
just your consciousness basically being like, hmm, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yes. So, can intuition help in everyday situations, like choosing what to say or what not to trust? Well, we kind of already talked about that already, like
Yeah.
choosing the right people, knowing who to deal with, knowing to cut people off. I had this one girl I was really close with when I used to work in Old Navy. I worked there for about 2.5 years. I loved it. It was a great job. I was like 20. So I felt so big getting my first Old Navy job. And I had a girl in there that I was really close with, but she was grimy. She was grimy. I'm not going to talk about what she did to me, but she did something to me that I could never forgive her for.
You gonna name drop? You're not
Nope,
gonna
I'm not
name?
going to name
Okay.
drop. I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying, your intuition tells you. And you know what's so funny? I went to go get my palm read too, right?
Mhm.
And the lady that read my palm, because she was with me, the lady that read my palm told me it's somebody in my life that's evil. And that's going to do something really bad to you. And she was there. She was talking about her because she did something really bad to me. And she was talking about her. Crazy, right? Them palm specialists, they be onto something sometimes. Sometimes
Them
they
palm special.
yeah, sometimes they take your
But that's
money
what they
and
are.
they lie. Yeah, sometimes they take your money and they lie, but sometimes some of them be on game, on point. They know what's really going on with you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, but she did me dirty. But you know what? God is real, and God gets people back that do wrong things to people. He gets you back. Karma is real. So do you think everyone has intuition or just some people?
Well, um, I feel like if you're a normal person, then yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
every person that's alive
Mm-hmm.
has consciousness. So yeah, I feel like everybody has the intuition to do stuff and not do stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I do feel like that too. See, everybody has different intuition.
Yeah.
Everybody has it in a different way. Some people can have it stronger than others. Some people could just be blocking out their intuition all the way. Or some people could just be listening to their intuition with everything they got to do. And I listen to my intuition. At first I didn't really listen to it as much because when you're in your 20s, I know you're still in your 20s, but when you're in your 20s, you're young, you're dumb, you make mistakes. You mess up, you do this, you do that. But then when you get in your 30s, it's like your eyes open up and you start looking at life in a different way and you start getting on top of your game and you start going after your career and everything you got to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You start trusting your intuition and you start listening. When I was in my 20s, I didn't really listen to my intuition when it came down to that. I just was going off of my own logic on what
Mhm.
I knew how to do.
You
You know what
going
I'm
by
saying?
day by day.
Yeah, I was going day by day. I was just like, you know what? I know what I got to do. I'm just going to do it. I didn't sit back and say, "Oh, let me trust my intuition. This is going to get me somewhere." Or I wasn't really into that spirituality and you know what I mean? Intuition, what is fear, what is procrastination. I wasn't really into all of that.
I feel like I was
Now,
like that too when I first came over here, but now I feel like I'm starting to listen to people more when they tell me things and stuff. Cause like
yeah.
when I first came over here, everybody was like, "You should do this and that,"
Mhm.
and in my mind, it's like, I don't want to do that shit. No.
Yeah, yeah. Cause you still in your 20s, you still figuring yourself out. You still figuring yourself out. You still figuring out who you are. You know what you like to do, but I feel like, and at this age in your life, it's best if you learn all these qualities and values about yourself, because when you get to your 30s, you're going to be unstoppable if you get all these qualities and everything. Now, I'm just saying, because when you get in your 30s, you could do it too, but it's better if you do it in your 20s, because you're going to be unstoppable and you're going to be great. But like I said, I understand 20s, you just doing your own thing day by day, living day by day and everything. Now in my 30s, moving forward, I'm 34, like I said, I'm more into spirituality and about it, and that's why I'm doing my podcast this season. I want to put my audience on. I want to put everybody on to spirituality and what it is, and how we should face it. So yeah. So what happens when we ignore our intuition?
Um, I feel like when you ignore your intuition, depending on what type of situation, it really depends on what type of situation you're in
Mhm.
or what you're thinking about.
Mhm.
Because like if it's like a real dangerous situation, it depends on the scale of the situation.
Mhm.
Really, I don't really feel like I can answer that because it really depends on like what it is.
It does.
Like you can't just be like, when should you listen to it, and what happens when you don't listen to it? Because you know, you really gotta have like a situation where you didn't listen to it.
Mhm. Mhm. That's right. That's right. So, why do you think we sometimes doubt our inner voice?
Um, Probably because either we listened to it before
Mhm.
and something bad happened. Not something bad, but it wasn't the truth,
Mhm.
or we overreacted or something like that,
Mhm.
or it's just some people that don't believe in that.
They don't. They don't believe in the inner voice. No.
Hmm.
They don't. They don't. And I feel like, I might do a podcast episode on what is doubt, because I feel like a lot of people doubt themselves, and your intuition plays a role in that, because your intuition will talk to you and guide you and tell you, listen, don't doubt yourself. You can do this, but sometimes that doubt gets into your mind so much that you just lose hope and you just give up. You know, and I want to, yeah, like I want to tell people, don't give up on doubt. Don't lose faith in doubt. You know, you can grow. You could become somebody so much stronger and better. How do you feel about doubt?
I feel like doubt is very strong in
Mhm.
lots of people when it
Mhm.
comes to doing things they want to try or just different things. But it's the thing about just trying to do things and not giving up. Like I feel like it's lots of times people don't try all the way to
Mhm.
do something. Like for example, I'm pretty sure you may have had a doubt with doing podcasts until you actually was like,
Let me do it.
ah,
Yeah.
I didn't know how you
That's why I'm
like,
here. Whoop
yeah, like
whoop.
you gotta
Yeah.
at least try to do it before just be like, I can't do it. I'm going home.
Yeah, you gotta push past that. You gotta push past that fear. That's why I did my first episode, returning back. What is fear? Fear is something. Obviously, we fear like, oh, if something is going wrong or something. But fear goes deep. You
Yeah,
know,
figure.
fear goes deep. It goes deeper than the root of what we know fear is.
It's like basically all these things like talking about was doubt, was fear, was what was the
Procrastination.
no thing with the consciousness. What's it called again?
What?
In your thoughts. You forgot the thoughts. What we were
Hold-
talking about today?
No, yeah,
Your mind telling you.
yeah, intuition.
Yeah, intuition. There we go. Like intuition, it's like a tree basically.
Mhm.
There's different roots and there's different meanings for all three of these things.
Uh huh.
Like fear can mean a lot of
Mhm.
things.
It could.
Like you could fear all types of stuff. You could fear doing something. Yeah. You could fear rejection. You could fear axe wielding maniac. You could fear all types of stuff. Like it's different like branches to just one word,
Good.
and it's
Yeah.
all together.
It is. It is. It is. It is. Well, Thank you for being a part of my podcast. I just got a little more to say about intuition.
Hmm.
And thank you for joining me on my
No
podcast.
problem.
And yes, so why trusting your intuition matters? It knows before logic does. Your intuition can pick up on subtitle energy, body language, or emotions that your conscious mind hasn't processed yet. Example, you feel off about a situation, even if it looks fine on the surface. It keeps you aligned with your purpose. Intuition nudges you towards people, paths, and opportunities that support your growth. It helps you say yes to what feels right, even when it's not the easiest option. It protects you. How many times have you said, I know something felt wrong after ignoring a gut feeling? Intuition is often your first warning signal when something is out of alignment. It builds confidence in yourself. The more you follow your intuition, the more you trust your own judgment, and the less you rely on outside validation. It connects you to your higher self, and that's another podcast topic I'm going to have is connecting to your higher self. It connects you to your higher self. Intuition is the voice of your higher self, spirit or soul. Trusting it strengthens that connection and leads to a greater peace and clarity. A real truth. Your mind may lie to you, but your intuition never lies. Learning to trust it takes practice, but every time you honor it, you become more powerful, self aware, and aligned. So I just want to say thank you for tuning into my new episode of Tainted and Tempted. If you could just stop what you're doing right now, subscribe down below, add me on my Instagram, which is Tainted and Tempted underscore TV, my Facebook, which is Tainted 2 underscore Tempted podcast, and you have a great day. I will see you next week for the new episode. Bye bye.